Your inner critic is loud because your inner child is still scared. In my video on Tuesday, I talked about how your inner critic is a voice that is actually not yours. It's a survival response that was formed in childhood. Back then, we could not understand the world around us, and so when our parents were unavailable, stressed, or even cruel to us, we made ourselves the problem, and this was in order to prevent being abandoned or rejected or punished. So today I want to talk about a few ways that we can start to shift that voice that is playing in our head all day long. This voice that's keeping us stuck, that's keeping us miserable. This voice is not your truth. It's an old wound that is just needing to be healed. And the healing process involves forming new neural pathways to replace that critical voice with a more empowering and loving one. So how do we begin to do that? The first step is to name the voice, call it out, question that thought. Ask yourself, who does this sound like? Where did I first learn this thought? Where is this thought coming from? This is all about having awareness, because we can't heal or change a thought if we're not first aware that the thought is running in the background and running our lives. And the moment that we can name the pattern, we interrupt it. We create space between us and that old story that we no longer want playing out in our heads and in our lives. The next step is that we need to feel the emotions that our thoughts are producing within us. Most of us have spent our whole lives numbing ourselves from our emotions. We've distracted ourselves, we've ignored them, suppressed them, because oftentimes they can feel very overwhelming and very threatening. When your inner voice says something that is really mean to yourself, ask yourself, what is this thought making me feel? Because the thoughts that we're thinking are usually covering up deeper feelings like shame, sadness, grief, or fear of rejection. And so when we can actually let ourselves feel our emotions without judging them or rushing the process, we're giving ourselves space, and this starts to release the emotional charge behind the thought. The thoughts start to lose power over us. The next thing that you're going to do is reparent yourself. This is where you get to become the loving voice that you needed as a child. You get to give yourself the compassion, the safety, the love, the encouragement, and the validation that your caregivers were not able to give you as a child. And you don't have to say it perfectly, because what truly matters is that it's coming from a place of love, and your inner child can actually feel whether